We just got like $1,000 we're going to pay for gas. And it was like, who wants to come?
Yeah,
I
figured
think I
out.
just got drunk.
We're spending a lot of time in the outdoors.
You have to have nothing to lose.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Howdy, y'all. Welcome to Seager Storytime. We're your hosts, Mattson, Case, and Elliott, and we're the co-founders of Seager Company.
Welcome, guys. This is the 10-year anniversary podcast with Case, Elliott, and Mattson, and Dylan as our liaison for questions and, you know, the whole podcast gig. Today, we are going to be celebrating everything we've done as a brand over the past 10 years. Case, take it away.
I couldn't tell if that was serious.
I had
From
no
the
idea
top,
where to
boys.
go.
That was a great introduction. I guess to start, we got a lot of questions, and we didn't write down usernames. So we're just going to go off like general consensus questions, answer topics that way.
It sounds a little boring the way you put it.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. That's why I'm drinking a Red Bull right now.
Fire you up?
Yeah.
Fire me up.
Fire up.
Get a little
dog.
fired up.
All right. This podcast is prompted by questions of all of our fans on Instagram. And there are so many of you
20,000?
that came.
Was it 25,000?
25,000.
80,000.
80,000. Thank you.
Thank you guys for submitting your questions. We boiled them all down into AI, and we really just asked the best, the best.
We said, hey, GPT.
There's a P in there, I think.
Yeah.
I didn't do a P?
P.
Oh. He said JPT. JPT?
Elliott's been drinking since 11.
That's what I do here.
No, we're just going to have a couple beers and answer some questions that we think would be fun to relive.
I'm having whiskey.
Case is allergic to beer, apparently. He farts a lot.
I do. It's true.
Nothing wrong with that.
And that's something you guys should know about.
Yeah. You're going to get to know us on this.
Well, it is the 10-year celebration.
Oh, we're getting a call in right now?
We're getting a call in
Oh.
this
Whoa.
very moment.
Damn.
So yeah, what is just over the past 10 years? It's been a great 10 years. What are some of the best memories that you guys have in general?
Damn, that's a blanket statement.
Very blanket.
Yeah.
Blanket question.
If anything stands out,
Do you know how long 10 years is, Dylan?
it's a lot. It's a
That's
long
longer
time.
than you've been alive, Dylan.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm only 9.5. Too,
Yeah.
so.
10 years ago.
We have a
you were in
9.5-year-old
elementary
behind the
school.
camera.
Oh, child labor laws wouldn't allow it.
I got a question before we even get there. A question before the question. 10 years ago,
Yeah.
what did you think we would be doing in 10 years?
That's a good
Oh,
question.
what a
Case.
Did you ever think like, hey, 10 years from now, I wonder if we're going to like
Be on a
have
podcast.
be on a podcast,
Okay.
like have a
I like it.
HQ and all this product,
Yeah.
you know, like what did you think? Where did you think that we would be at in 10 years ago?
Oh, fuck. Okay.
I would say 10 years ago, I would think we'd be further along than we are.
Oh, shit.
I had big
Okay.
dreams, you know?
Okay, yeah.
Like, all right.
What does further along mean?
Well, I think what we did was great with the slow growth, you know? We just built it really, 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 really slowly. And I'm sure we'll get into that with, you know, the
Yeah.
amount of times that we talk about how we lived in our warehouse and everything, never taking on outside investment and whatever you call it.
And we each put in
$250.
the things that we say all the time.
Yeah, we always say
pennies.
those things. Everyone knows that. But, you know, I think 10 years is a long time. And I was thinking like, oh shit, we're going to be massive by then. And I think we're bigger than we're big. It's good.
Yeah.
I'm excited where we're at.
We're at a good place.
We're a
in
good
your
place.
head. Okay.
But if I was like to ask my 21 year old self,
20.
what I would see myself in 10 years if the brand was still alive, I'd be like, dude, I'm fucking massive brand. I don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
Billionaires.
Elliott, do you have a different take on that?
Being that we were 21, it'd probably revolve around like party consumption, you know?
Like you think
Like
you
we
would
were
have lost
partying-
yourself by
we were
now, or what?
partying
What
hard.
are you saying?
I thought someone would have burnt out and fucking just been an alcoholic.
Yeah,
or
that's the
something.
one thing that I
We
think
We
did
were
hear-
partying hard.
yeah.
Back
That's the one
then.
thing that I
That's
think
true.
we actually stayed very like safe in. Like we partied hard, but no one burnt out. Like we were just like stayed pretty even keeled.
And no one got on a heroin, really, is what it
That's
comes
true.
down to.
That's true. We never hit the hard drugs.
Yeah.
Stay
Which is
safe.
important
Yeah.
for kids to know.
Yes.
You know, like study hard, party as hard as you can,
Yes.
do well,
Yeah.
party hard again, and you'll be fine.
I mean, you
I
do
think-
hear in
I
this
think
industry.
Pitbull said
well,
it best. work hard, play hard.
That was a Pitbull quote?
That was not Pitbull.
It's not
What do you
Pitbull?
mean?
I think it's
No.
Oh.
That would be like, work hard, play hard. Like that?
Well, he has a
I don't
song.
thi-
I think that's
I don't
like,
think-
work hard, play hard. Work
That doesn't even sound
I
like
don't
Pitbull.
know. I
Is
I
that
couldn't
Pitbull?
tell you a
I don't
single
know.
We don't have a
Pitbull song.
TV to look this up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Dylan
don't
doesn't even
know.
have his
Isn't
laptop.
that like Lil Wayne or something?
Is
What
it
song
Lil
is
Wayne?
that? Doesn't Lil Wayne have a song with that?
You know, I'm sure a lot
Or
of
is
people.
it-
I wonder who was the
or-
first person
or-
that said it.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Or
thinking.
Wiz Khalifa? I don't know.
Man, I'm
Oh.
thinking like
It might be Wiz
I
Khalifa.
know. Now that you say that, yeah.
I'm thinking it's like the Roaring 20s. People are rich and they're grinding. It's all grimy everywhere. Like work hard and then they party.
Hey, work hard, play hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, sure.
Elliot, speaking of, you're drinking a Polar 10-barrel beer right now.
On our
Yeah.
10-year anniversary.
On our
10.
10-year anniversary?
Whoa.
Isn't that fun? 10.
A Polar
Speaking
collab?
of, actually,
Numerology.
might as well
What?
bring this up. That Polar was a big inspiration for us
Yeah.
back in the day, and we appreciate what you guys at Polar did.
Yeah.
Um,
If there is anybody left at Polar.
I don't
that
know
was
if they're
there
still a brand.
originally.
yeah, that's honestly
No, they are a brand,
They
but
are.
I don't think any. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm
You know
sorry
what
that
will
I don't
Background
know
Polar.
that.
Yeah.
You know what we'll never leave though is the North Pole and the South Pole.
So true.
That
Very-
is
Unless
Well, we
there's
don't know
a
about never.
assessment.
electromagnetic pole switch, right?
We don't know about never because
If there's something along those lines, then yeah, we're actually fucked. It's worse than a bankruptcy.
That's a great assessment.
or flat Earth.
Well, yeah, that's true.
And now that you say that, thanks for asking me what my vision.
That's
of
that's
the
what
past
we're
10
getting
years.
to.
Now that you brought it
That's
back
what
up,
we're getting to.
I didn't really know where we would be in 10 years. I had zero idea. Like I was just one foot after
Living
the
in
other,
the moment.
living in the moment.
Exactly.
Like I didn't think we'd be bigger or smaller. I think we're pretty fucking in a good spot right now.
Yeah, I
Good
think
spot.
one thing that we were good about in the beginning that we've carried through is the having fun side of things. You know,
Yes,
Having fun.
which is what I was alluding
Yeah.
to in the party thing. And I
we
think,
had like too much fun in the early years, which is
Yeah.
why it went so slow. I think.
for sure, I remember
Yeah.
thinking,
well, I think it went slow because we were all broke and didn't have
Yeah,
like, there's
yeah.
no way to like foster.
But we were
growth with it.
really enjoying it, like
Yeah.
truly enjoying it.
We were broken. We were ignorant.
Not that we aren't now, but like
we were broken. We were ignorant. We
Yeah.
didn't know how to build a brand or build a business in the best possible way to streamline it. Early years, like
Yep.
if we did it as best we could, and
Yeah.
it was fun because we could have side jobs. Like I was bartending and like living it up, and you
Yeah.
guys were doing other things, and it didn't feel like it was a hard thing. I mean, yeah, every day was like 20 hours a day working, you know, because you're working on Seager and then you're going to work and then you're coming back and you're working on it.
Yeah.
But you're young and you don't care. Like now I would be like, fuck that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do that again.
But our hours were also irregular because there was nobody else. So like if there was waves, we would go surf for sure. If it was
Yeah.
sunny out, we'd be outside.
Yeah.
You know, we'd just be like shirtless in the parking lot,
yeah, it's because
You
we
know?
lived in a fucking
and like we
cage.
didn't need to be like on a computer. We could just like be
Yeah.
on our phones,
Yeah, we lived in a box. We lived
Yeah.
in an actual
Yeah.
fucking box.
which was fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think the one thing that I always think about back then is like, how was there not more of a culture around that? Like we had such a culture at our warehouse,
Yeah,
but it was so not normal that like I wish there was like other kids doing the same thing in warehouses next to us.
Well,
like,
there was. Remember, it wasn't our exact style,
that's
but
true,
remember we were
yeah.
all little rats in there.
Yeah.
What was that
yeah.
brand? It was like Basket.
Basket
case, yeah.
gallery?
Yeah, shout out Basket.
I don't
Case.
believe that he was living in it. Was
Oh, was he?
No, but there was like
guy
a,
next to
there
us
was like a
was and got
Brazilian
arrested.
guy, and he got arrested for like
Yeah.
beating his girlfriend
That was
or something.
crazy. I thought we were getting raided.
Yeah,
Remember
was
that?
psycho.
Fell down the whole staircase and like broke his leg. or
Well, I'm not
something.
saying that there wasn't other people living in warehouses. I just think that like it'd be sick if there was like I don't know, like when you guys weren't at the warehouse and it was like 9 p.m. on a Friday, I'd be like, what the fuck do I do?
Yeah,
like, you know,
yeah.
just smoke weed and like
for sure.
watch TV
like a man.
Yeah,
like a man.
Like a man.
Which
But like
even-
it would have been cool if there was like, oh, the other warehouse guys are throwing a party or
Yeah,
something. you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Like,
yeah. I guess that's not a normal thing to do.
but we were near breweries and bars.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
I have to say, when I was single and you guys weren't there, I was
Oh, God.
so confused on what to do with
Oh,
myself.
I was like, what happened here?
No, I would
you fuck in my bed? Is that what you're saying? When you were gone and I was single? I hope you did laundry.
only once.
What?
Oh,
What?
I hope you did laundry, Elliot.
Well, you did have that like shared communal room.
that's true.
I know. It was fucking dangerous.
Until I got it. Why did we switch?
We didn't switch. We
You
never
moved out.
switched.
I lived downstairs for
No,
a
you
little bit.
didn't.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I
at
moved
all.
my bed downstairs. I think you moved out
No, I didn't move
So-
out. None of that happened.
Maybe it
dude.
was COVID that
You
that
never
got
lived in the bottom part.
You never lived in the
I'm
bottom.
pretty sure I did.
No, dude. What the fuck?
I think during COVID you officially moved out.
I think
into
we all
Geneva's
I wasn't
parents.
there.
And there was like a 3 to 5 month timeline where I lived in it pre-COVID. Did you move out before COVID?
Well, it depends when you say COVID, right? 'Cause,
Yeah.
Like when's the official start date for COVID? What are we talking?
Like
March
March?
2020.
both at that.
That's the official date
I don't know.
according to the CDC.
Yeah.
Okay,
Anyways,
that's hard to remember
do-
exactly then.
I do remember you. So just so the listeners know, we got the warehouse, and I was living in a house in Newport Beach, bartending, making enough money to like pay rent in Newport Beach. And these guys are like, "You have to move into the warehouse." And I was like, "Why?" Like I'm fine. I have a job and I can work and also live in Newport Beach. And they're like, "No, like this is the brand. We have to fucking
you won't
all
work.
live here." And I was like, "Fuck, guys, I really like it here. Like, come on." And your guys' deal was like, Elliott was like, "Dude, I'll live downstairs in the big room for 2 months, and then you can move in."
well, it was a
after that."
cost thing too. We got cheaper rent.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But I was like, but I want the option to
Yeah.
move downstairs eventually. And then Elliott never fucking gave it to me.
I don't remember that at all.
I know you like to black out things that aren't in your favor, bro.
I guess so. I guess we all do that, huh?
Uh-huh.
I guess we all do.
I had a point on something you were saying. Oh, moving into the warehouse. I feel like moving into the warehouse, like imagine how different it would have been if you didn't move into the warehouse.
Yeah, if you would have
Oh,
pushed out,
Like we would have been like late night by ourselves talking about shit, and you wouldn't have
you'd
been
have been
there.
gone.
I
Like,
know.
hey, teach him
You
over.
probably
You're
would have just like
"Nah."
fell off.
I have-
I'm like, fuck, I'm not involved anymore.
You might
You
not
know?
be here.
That's not
today.
true. I would have come to
I
the
think
warehouse.
the
every day.
warehouse made us glued together of
I
like we
agree.
have to talk
I mean,
about
there's
Seager.
absolutely nothing I would rather have than the way it turned out. And I
Yeah.
loved every second of living in that warehouse. It was so fucking fun. So I'm just saying that in the beginning, I was like,
Yeah.
why would I leave this beach house to go
Yeah,
live in a
you
warehouse?
had a good.
Do you guys remember a crazy story at the warehouse while we're reminiscing?
I don't know which
When
one.
that dude that I don't know if he paid rent, but he lived in his van in our parking lot.
Oh, yeah. He
Oh,
made
yeah?
us a sign. Yeah.
He made us a sign,
Yeah.
but one time I don't know if I was alone or with someone. We walked up like midday and he was just jacking off.
What do you mean?
What? I did
remember
not know
that?
that. No, I don't
You
know that.
remember that?
Where?
Sweet
What are you
guy,
talking
super
about?
sweet guy.
He's
I
probably
think-
listening to this.
He might have also been on meth. I think we decided.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he was like a nice guy.
He was a nice guy. You could
was
be
nice.
nice and be on meth. It's
Well,
what the heck?
he was like, "I need a place to sleep. Can I stay here?" And then he made us a sign to like a parking sign.
yeah.
yeah, we still have it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We still have that thing.
And he's great, but
Great guy.
He
That's
definitely
creepy.
he was definitely doing meth or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a fun little story.
Uh,
Thought a visual
did
to
you
get
join him?
people. Isn't that a little crazy?
you join him?
That's pretty crazy.
Yes, actually, that's the weirdest part. I went in the van.
Sketch.
Probably should
Uh,
put that.
I'm kidding.
All right.
During that time, though,
Yeah.
there was a lot of trips that you guys were going on. So a lot of people were wondering what was like a favorite trip or a favorite moment from a trip.
Damn, you're a great
Okay.
mediator, Dylan.
Thank
Great
you. Yeah, you're
Was
mediator.
that
amazing.
someone on the phone?
Yeah,
Someone called
sorry.
in?
My mom called in, so
Oh,
she
nice.
was curious.
Favorite
Thanks,
trip.
Mrs.
Mrs.
Lesch.
Lesch.
Yeah.
Well, I guess even before we get into favorite trips, we could just like explain why we went on so many trips because that's pretty abnormal.
Give it a go.
Give it a go.
Okay, I'll give it a little go. Well, we had $0 to not go on trips, so we had to literally spend our own money. We were spending our own money on trips for the first like 3 years.
Yeah.
Like we were not even using company funds to go to Mammoth or to go to Mexico. We were just spending our own dollars.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys even remember that.
I do
Kind
remember
of just
that.
realized that.
And those trips were like
And-
$400.
Yeah. And I remember we did a shoot in Big Sur and I wrote down that it would cost like $300 and showed you guys. And you guys were like, do we have to spend that? And I was like, I think so. And we had like Troy and Sam
Gas,
Petke come
yeah.
and it was that Big
always
Sur
gas.
film that we made. And pretty much until 2018 was when Coors Banquet sponsored our first trip to
I remember that.
Montana. And that was like the biggest deal ever.
That was probably my favorite trip just because of
Damn.
that exact transition you're talking about. It was an all-time high of success of like,
That was my favorite trip too.
yeah,
I mean, the whole thing was incredible.
RV,
Favorite trip of the 10 years.
cattle brand
That was
got
the 10
made.
Damn.
that was the energy there.
Yeah.
It was
The whole
electric.
time was so fun. We're like basically, if you weren't driving, you were drinking and smoking weed in the back of the RV.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
and then we got to Montana, and I hate to say it, but this is 10 years or like 9 years ago. None of us had been to Montana yet.
Yeah.
And we were like so excited to be there and just like enjoying every moment of it.
Yeah.
And it was, and I remember thinking the next time we went to Montana in an RV, was sad because I was like, this
You
was
didn't have
the
that
same high that we
Yeah.
had the first time.
We lost our Montana virginity in a beautiful way.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was
awesome.
epic.
There's also summertime, right? Went to the
Yeah.
rodeo.
It was all smoky.
You're
Remember?
right. Oh, it's peak season.
Yeah.
I remember we got lost in a mountain.
So when we had
Yes,
to off-road the
we
RV
did.
out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when
the
Shouldn't-
lake?
Can't say the exact lake. It's a secret lake.
Yeah.
But we got lost for sure.
We
'cause it
lied
was
about the
smoky.
size of our RV,
Yeah.
and we're like sneaking it through trees and shit.
That was my first time ever doing zins
really?
at the rodeo.
No, there
yeah.
wasn't Zins back then.
Yeah.
Was there?
Rand was like passing
Yeah?
us all zins.
No, that wasn't Zins. That was
Or
like, that
what
was
was it?
like camel
Snus.
Snus.
Yeah.
Snus. First time ever doing snus. And I didn't throw up. But we had like 15 beers each.
Yeah, we were,
To the rodeo, at the rodeo, and then went out to the bar.
and that's another thing is Tanner's family was so fun that trip.
Yeah,
And
they were.
like they're fun always, but
Yeah.
like that time they're like, let's host them,
Yeah.
let's fucking put them up,
They
let's
were living it
party,
Yeah, they
like
partied
all
with
of it.
us.
And then the next time we went, they're like, oh, they're here, kind of. Obviously, they're
have broke
sweet
something.
every
Yeah.
time, but yeah, we
We
probably
must have broke something.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
It's going to be sad.
They didn't want to tell us that, yeah, you broke the fucking living room. You know?
Oh, I'm sure we did some.
Wait, so was
Yeah.
that trip where Joel came?
Yeah.
That was that trip?
That was his birthday,
Okay.
too,
Yeah.
right?
Wait, no. Joel was
Is
the
that
second.
the second trip?
Really? Okay.
First trip might have been Ben? Or were they all there?
Yeah, Ben was the first.
They were all there.
Oh, was Joel there?
Yeah.
And Snacks.
Joel, Snacks, Ben.
Damn.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Powerhouse.
I think those trips were so fun because we didn't have that much product to shoot at all. And we somehow formed relationships with people where it wasn't like about this work thing. It was like, do you guys all want to come? And everyone was just in for the cause, you know?
Mhm.
It's not like, well, like this is the day rate. You can only have one photographer. You can only have one. It's like, who wants to come? Like we're paying for this. We just got like $1,000. We're going to pay for gas. And it was like, who wants to come?
Yeah.
That's what made it so fun.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Well,
there was so much shit we packed into that trip too, like Isaac Johnson.
Mhm.
Like what?
it was sick.
So random. Like
Yeah.
we were like, I just remember thinking like, oh my god, we're meeting up with this guy that has like 150,000 followers, which was a lot back then.
Yeah.
It still is, I guess. But like, why are we at his house right now?
Well, imagine
So
going
weird.
from a $300 budget to like, I think it was like 10 grand.
It was
And we
way,
spent,
it
like-
was way less than 10 grand.
Was it?
Yeah.
I was going to say we spent, maybe it was 5.
I'm not afraid to say I think we got $4,000 from Coors.
I remember
for that trip.
almost all of it went to the RV. Just RVs are fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's still.
I remember using a what do you call them? A dolly to
Yeah.
load in
Yeah.
all the beer that they gave us, and that was exciting.
Yeah,
Everything was
great.
exciting at the warehouse. I don't know
Yeah.
why. Like just because it was that atmosphere of like anybody can come and hang out.
Well, the nights before you'd party,
Yeah.
packed, lay everything out.
Yeah.
That was an energy.
I guess when you're like living together and working together, it just there's like this combination
Yeah.
that you can't match.
See, and if you lived in Newport,
You know what? So I started running these things called backwoods, which I really wanted to make a Seager thing, and for some reason we never call them backwoods, but for me they were called backwoods.
Yeah.
And I still have one on my personal YouTube if you guys want to go find it. But I remember, huh?
You
No,
plugging yourself?
Not really.
That's a
I don't-
plug.
I-
That's a
it's
plug.
the
like,
on-
subscribe on my personal account.
It's the only video that I have. Honestly, it'd be really funny to see if there's upticks on this video.
That would be hilarious.
From this podcast, but it's the most raw footage of our Baja trip down. The only thing that's not raw about it is I remember sending the original edit to you guys, and Elliott was like, "Fuck yeah, that's sick," and you were like, "Dude, we can't do that," and I was like, "What?"
Really?
Yeah, you're like, you can't put like, but there was a lot of bad shit in there.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
there's us getting like
Oh
super
my
high.
God, remember that in
drunk.
the Sierras? We were all high in that bathroom area.
Wait, don't.
Oh, am I in it? Am I ruining it?
Well, I don't want to jump the Sierras yet.
Got it,
I
got it,
want
got
to
it.
just
I,
finish
I
this
mean,
Baja
I
thing.
was
Okay.
even scared for this podcast at the beginning of like, what are we going to say on this?
Yeah.
You know?
Wait,
That
hold that
is
thought. Hold that
incriminating?
thought on
Yeah,
the Sierras thing.
incriminating.
I don't even know where you're going with that. It's funny though.
Yeah.
Also, did this all start from talking about the warehouse?
Wait, let
Or
me finish my
trips?
thought.
Trips, go
Let me
ahead.
finish my thought. So there is a video on my YouTube that is of the Baja trip, and it's fucking hilarious because it is so raw and it shows. I love watching it. It's literally the perfect way of showing what we were like when we were kids, running the brand.
Scenes?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm taking off my
Behind the
jacket.
scenes.
And
like-
we have just content of that. And honestly, I was thinking that exact thing now that I have a baby.
yeah,
I was like, he's going to go back and see me in my prime, just fucked up in the mountains
yeah.
on the video.
Wait, what? So what video is that?
The one I was talking about in the Sierras?
Yeah.
It was another, I don't know what we ended up calling them. I thought we did call it Backwoods.
We call them like VHS tapes.
One of them is called Backwoods.
I think we
Yeah.
did call
Oh,
it Backwoods.
oh,
we
okay.
didn't continue that name, but
We should continue.
I think the very
Fucking
first
core.
The very first one
And
was
then we have to get
we did it in
Backwoods
Montana
licensing.
when we like faked you cutting my hair. Remember?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I think that was the
I
first
love
one.
those, but those aren't even like as like real as it is
Yeah.
because the real shit we cut out so we don't look
Yeah.
like degenerates that we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if we were like a media company just selling like Jackass style clips,
We would crush
we
that.
would crush
We
it.
would crush
But
it.
But that's what we were trying. That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
At least. I was like,
Yeah.
dude, let's just show the real shit.
Yeah.
Especially at that age.
Yeah,
It's not too late.
I know. But
Not
now
too
it's like
late.
we're like 31. It's like you guys are fucking weird.
Elliot,
You're too
I know
old.
you're sweating buckets right now.
No, I'm good.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I was wearing like two
Yeah,
heavy
yeah.
layers.
I'm in a short
I'm
sleeve
like
shirt.
so comfortable right now.
Yeah, I'm perfect.
Wait, so what's this like bathroom that
okay,
Colorado?
okay, so
Are you talking about another just like bathroom thing right now?
No,
I don't think I want to know.
We weren't in the bathroom, but it made me think of it because it might have been part of it. It was one of the Backwoods ones, and I'm assuming it was the Sierras trip, but we also go through the 395 all the fucking time. And it was, there's a sequence of bathrooms
Yeah.
that we thought about doing like
Just
Oh,
leave
yeah, yeah.
that.
what?
We still might do
That's a
that.
great idea.
Yeah, it's still a good idea.
Well, cut it then.
Cut that. That's
And
a great
well,
idea.
someone needs to do it. And there was that one bathroom where that's like a urinal and there's like cowboys everywhere, and they're like, I don't know if there's animatronics or if it's crazy, but
I know what you're talking about.
you know that bathroom?
Yeah.
Everyone knows that bathroom.
Everyone
Oh,
On it.
I think I know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
so
That-
and then they're like,
Yeah.
it's so
Yeah.
relatable because you always go in that way, you pee. But either way,
I got
we
a piece
were
in, by the way.
we either we were like drinking and shit as you were saying. We were in the RVs just drinking. And we get gas, but it's also to pee more than gas, if anything. And we went outside and we just like lit up a fucking joint. There was like 5 of us, and it turned into like the sickest brotherhood little smoke session. But then we filmed it, and then the next cut was like us driving again. we're like, we should cut this. Like, we should probably. We didn't smoke and drive. It was a different person, but the sequence itself made us think as business people too. Like, oh, we have to
Yeah.
separate a little bit of the rawness
Yeah.
of it,
Yeah.
living, and the legality side of things, and like influencing people and trying to be good role models,
For
but
sure.
also being real humans and not being fake.
Yeah.
I think that was a learning lesson at that stint of time on the backwoods side of things.
By the way, I think RVs for friend groups are so underrated. Like, I don't know anybody who's gotten together with their friends and rented RV, and we've done that like 10 times.
You got to be willing
It's
to
the
live
best
in
trip ever.
Should I do that for my bachelor party?
Honestly, yeah. Like, you get closer with your friends
It's 2
than
or 3 of
any
them.
other
Okay.
kind of
But
trip.
the thing is,
Yeah.
like a bachelor party, you probably have more than, or I'm gonna have more.
Yeah,
than,
multiple.
than like 8.
And you switch around.
Nah, I'm probably not gonna do that. We do, we do it all the time.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
It's just crazy that people aren't doing that more often, and we've gotten to experience it.
The hard
many
part-
well, we
though?
say that almost every time we're on a secret trip. It's like this is like a fucking bachelor party.
Yeah.
because it's all of our best
Yeah.
friends, and we're just like
Playing poker.
doing shit. But the only downside of it is that there's a business that we have to run. So
Yep.
like, it's like, oh, we got to our destination, jump out and go get clips of this and that, and like, it's kind of bogs down the energy a little bit. But especially when
exhausting.
people are like, what's our next plan? We don't know what the next, like, where are we shooting at next? And then some people get like eggy, and then other people get eggy, and then it just becomes like,
And the fact that we're literally running a business at the same time. It's like, yes, we're checking our phones and stuff,
yeah,
but
fair.
that's
But-
why it's nice to have no service on those trips.
Yeah, just like disconnect. And
Yeah.
just become a degenerate.
Yeah.
So did we all agree, to answer that question, that that first Montana trip is the most special?
I think it's the most. It's the most like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so. I think there's other ones that are absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Like I think that first Baja trip was like that's where I first met Cram, and he seemed like a scary person. at
When they
first.
all came
Yeah.
down together, that was the first time.
Oh,
you
yeah,
met
yeah.
Graham?
No,
their whole
I'd
crew?
met him before, but he was like kind of just like you know how he is, like standoffish.
That was our first trip though with him.
That was our first trip. Yeah,
Possibly.
The
Yeah.
don't
one where
even
we
think
all
he
went
w-
down to Punta
I don't think
Cabras
he
and
was
stuff?
even like sponsored by us yet. He just like came
Really?
down.
They
So,
came down
so
in
we've
that
had
Raider?
like 5 Mexico trips.
No, that was a
let's
different
say.
Baja trip. Ram Raider was the second one.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, this
With
is
the
June
Covas
Shine
and the
one,
So
This is the
trips.
June Shine one.
where I didn't change the whole trip, and I was like, I'm gonna
That
stop
one
this
was-
that one was
the
legit.
whole time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was sick.
I said I was gonna frame that shirt, and I lost it.
The photos from that are pretty sick.
I loved
Your
it.
shirt all dirty.
Yeah.
I loved it. I was like, I'm gonna not change.
I know that was gross.
And then, but I could just buy a white shirt, and poop on it or something. And
No,
like, no,
I don't
No, it's not the
it's not
same.
the same.
Poop and dirt are
It
two
would
different things.
smell the same.
So
That's true.
that first trip was the first one sponsored by Coors Banquet then?
That was our
Yes, sir.
first sponsored trip of what kind of started sponsored trips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
we were drinking Coors before that because
Yes.
it was
Yeah.
brand right.
So then that encouraged you guys to reach out to them and
So-
try to
They
get
reached out
a
to
sponsor.
us.
If you want to hear about the Coors story,
Uh-huh.
we started drinking Coors Banquet on our launch trip. It was in our launch trip. I tossed you the beer. You opened it in the video. It's like a minute-long video that we could
Iconic.
show.
Beer toss.
It's on
Iconic.
YouTube.
You're wearing a
Check it out.
Brixton shirt or a
What's
Brixton
that?
hat holding a case of Coors
Up in
Banquets.
Mammoth. That was
Up in
Calvin's
Mammoth.
hat. That was Calvin's hat.
Okay.
I wasn't
Okay.
wearing it.
Way to
That's when I
blame.
didn't
Way
wear
to-
hats back then.
Well, I think,
Um,
just to note really quick, you can keep going.
Yeah.
Just to note, we never anticipated Coors to be like a partner of ours. We went into like the 7-Eleven or wherever the gas station to buy beer for our
Yeah.
lookbook or whatever it was, and Coors was the only one that really made sense. It was like, okay, yeah, Sierra Nevada would have been a good one too, but like Coors Banquet was like that fits our brand or what we're trying to portray. And then it just like, it just became part of our
Snowballed.
brand.
Yeah.
it's
Snowballed from there.
crazy.
But yeah, someone or Russell Holiday was wearing a Coors, or sorry, wow, the story is starting off bad. Russell Holiday was wearing a Seager t-shirt on a Coors Light shoot.
Ronnie.
And the VP of Molson Coors said like, oh, I know that Seager brand. I've seen them drinking Coors. Russell introduced us. We ended up getting in touch with the Coors Banquet team. And that was the first trip they sponsored.
Think about how
Wow.
crazy that is for Coors. Goliath of a company, right?
Yeah.
We're just after the stories we were just sharing were like $300. We're just fucking degenerates
Yeah.
on a mountain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
They're
know.
like, I know them. Let's do something. It's like,
Yeah.
who
That's-
on their team?
That's the funny
That's
part
crazy.
when you say
That's
like,
crazy.
why aren't other people doing that? I think some people just don't, they're not willing to spend the time that we did doing that kind of stuff. So nobody gets the type of shots that we were getting.
Yeah.
And nobody's out there in the RV for 7 days bullshitting around doing cool stuff that we just wanted to do. And it was authentic. And everyone always used that word still, like we're authentic in what we do because we were just out there doing it. We were
Well,
spending a lot of time in the outdoors.
You have to have nothing to lose for it to be real, right? Because once you start thinking like, well, you start thinking business on it and you immediately start detracting big company shoots, and you're thinking like, okay, well, this shot is going to portray this product and we'll get this ROI. And once you start doing that, which obviously there's a need for that in business, but back then that's the raw power of it. I think is we were just young. We didn't have kids or wives, or we lived in a warehouse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was literally nothing to lose. Like worst case scenario, we get a dope trip. We
I had like negative $300 in my bank account.
Oh yeah, I remember the negative days.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but you got to be willing to do that, and that's
Yeah.
the hard part.
Yeah, it's the stressful part too, right?
Very
It's
stressful.
like it's a
You're friends with big
you
jobs.
look back on it and you're like, oh, that's so freeing and cool, and then but like it was stressful at the same time.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we really were putting our necks out on the line.
Yeah.
and
like a
like it was
turkey on Thanksgiving.
fun, but it's like holy shit, I got to get back on Tuesday or else I'm gonna lose my job at Bear Flag.
Yeah, my side job.
like my
Yeah.
side job.
For sure.
Like that was actually the most stressful part for me. It
Yeah.
was like you guys would be like, all right, let's bounce. We're going out on this trip. Like, and I'd be like, okay, I gotta
Someone's
fucking
gotta
cover. Someone would cover for me, and then they hate me because I'm always gone on the weekends, and like I also like I have to show up and like all that shit. Like I'm
Yeah.
gonna get fired, and luckily I'm a fucking dope ass bartender, and they always wanted me back.
Nice.
Let's go.
Bear
Just kidding.
flag.
Bear Flag.
Shout out.
Every time I tell people I bartender, they're like, they even have a bar.
I know. It
But
is
it was
a small
it
little
was
You
spot.
legit.
cracked open beers.
Dude, that
No,
shit,
you
no,
actually
it was
got
legit.
cocktails,
It was
yeah.
legit. I poured a lot of drinks, and I learned how to make good cocktails.
Made of humble beginnings and smooth finishes. Made of altitude and attitude. Made of generations. Grit. Wonder and wander. But most of all, made of Wyoming.
By the way, I'm utterly impressed with Turtlebox. The durability is seriously unmatched. How many times did we use it on our Hawaii trip?
The entire time, like from when we went down to Pipeline all the way to when we went on the boat with Malahi, Wolf, and Finn.
Yeah, we were throwing it in the sand, throwing it on the grass, throwing it in the water. It does everything.
Yeah, I think the coolest part about it is it's fully waterproof. I mean, that's so sick that you can just literally be fishing and blast it with water, and it's totally fine as quality sound.
And you don't even need boat speakers. You might as well just have a Turtlebox.
Yeah. Why spend thousands of dollars on boat speakers when you can just put this thing anywhere you're going
for $3.99?
Yeah, and if you have 2 of them, you can sync them together, and it takes 2 seconds.
Surround sound.
Yeah.
Boom.
The sound quality is insane.
It's insane.
We
go
love
out
it.
there and go get one.
Turtlebox. Boom.
You don't make any cocktails.
Hit us with another question.
I
Hit
do.
us with another
Well,
question.
I was gonna ask around that time, how many products were you guys looking at? Like the the early days, like was it like
Oh my
Around
God.
what time? The first Montana trip?
yeah, like
2018?
those first yeah, maybe that one, and then like the following trip after, like in those earlier days living in the warehouse, it's like how much, because obviously like the clothing was part of it too. So like how much time went into making the tees, shipping those out, that whole process once you guys were back from the trips,
Well, I will say we didn't have hats down by then. So we were ordering blanks, making patches, and having somebody else put them together. So it was 3 different steps
What was
versus
his
just
name,
custom
Victor?
making a hat.
Is it Victor?
Victor was doing our labels, I think.
But he was, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
and this jacket right here actually was the jacket that we shot on that 2018 trip. And we went to LA, found the material, took it to a manufacturer, and just showed him what we wanted. So there was
Under
no
the
tech
freeway.
pack under the freeway. Yeah, he had
No,
like
literally.
pit bulls and everything.
I just drove
Yeah.
by it actually not too long ago.
What do you mean you drove by it? Like you
I
drove
went to the
above it?
LA Auto Show with my dad. He always used to take me there
Yeah.
as a kid. So we went, and it was not as fun as I remember as a 12-year-old boy.
Yeah.
But we went right past that exact underpass where he was at,
Whoa.
and it just fucking hit me. You know when you have a familiar smell, and you're like, "Oh, grandma," or
Blast from the
whatever the
past.
fuck. That's what it was like. I'm like, "Holy shit!" I know that sketchy cave with a gate.
Yeah.
You know, you feel like you're gonna get stabbed in the throat and then the fucking mouth right at the same time.
Yeah.
and that's where
Crazy.
the first hats came from, or the tees.
Jacket.
Oh, this
That was
jacket.
jacket.
Oh,
yeah.
the jacket.
And,
Yeah,
and
we were so
by
proud
no
of it.
means were we professionals
No.
at all. We
No,
just
we
knew we liked something,
we-
and we're like, we want to make a jacket, and so we would put our brains together, see what kind of jacket we want, and then find somebody to help us. make it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I
Nice.
want to give some credit to Evan Johnson too. Shout out Evan.
Shout out Evan Johnson.
He came in early on. We were making cut and sew, and he was like, I know some people in LA that can make the right kind of stuff. And so we would drive up there. Well, he would drive down from Slow and then would meet with us, and then we'd drive up to LA together, and we would just go to, like, honestly, the sketchiest places. Like every time I got out of the car, I was just like, oh,
The fabric
fuck,
shops
like,
were fucked.
whoa,
Yeah, it's
this
so
is-
crazy.
This is gnarly. Like, okay. And we're walking in, and always nice people, but just like they have a million things going on, so they don't give a shit about this small brand that wants to make maybe 100 jackets.
Yeah.
So it was like, one, we have to negotiate with them to make us 100 jackets at a price that we could resell the jackets, and then 2, not get shot or whatever, because it was pretty sketchy wherever we went. So yeah.
It was a full-blown passion project.
Yeah.
Like, really, when you think about it, like spending all that time for one jacket just to sell 100 of them is just a passion project. That's
Yeah.
that's what it really was.
So was that one of the earliest like big pieces that you guys wanted to spend time on money on, or what was like one of the first pieces that you really like were dreaming of?
I think
Maybe, I don't know.
sorry to
Yeah,
talk
take
a
it.
lot, but I think what we wanted to portray ourselves as a brand needed cut and sew, because it was just like embarrassing because when we first came out with Seager, it was hats and t-shirts, and to call yourself a Western brand with graphics of hats and t-shirts is kind of uncomfortable. You're like,
Yeah.
it literally, all it says on your shirt is Seager Western wear, or Seager whatever we had on there, Western. And people are like, so you're surfers from, California, like, how is this Western? And we're like, well, because it is. And so
Yeah.
we're like, okay, how do we make it Western? Like, we got to make cut and sew pieces like flannels, jackets, things that like look on brand, and that's like the next step. And so we had to do it, and it cost us money, and we probably lost a lot of margin on a lot of the products that we made, but it's what made us who we are. And then you could go into the Stetson collaboration, which really solidified us as a Western brand. But yeah, to answer your question,
That's good background.
the reason why we wanted to make those pieces is because we wanted to like show that we were serious about like making traditional Western wear and not just hats and tees, I guess.
Do you guys remember the first product that we made that was cut and sew?
Yeah.
Was it this
I
jacket?
Wait, I can't tell what jacket you're wearing.
This
No, it wasn't. It was that fucking really ugly blue one with the little patches.
That was a blank.
That was a blank.
That was a blank.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I'm thinking like
you asked the first jacket.
Yeah. Just first piece of cut and sew that we did.
Oh.
It might have been this jacket.
I think it could have been trunks.
It was trunks.
Yeah.
It was trunks.
Yeah, RJ.
The khaki trunks.
Fuck that guy. I love
Those
him.
were sick.
That was wild. But yeah, it was humbling when I echo that. That was a fucking wild time where you just have a side job, just making no money and just like, what are we doing right now? Like out of college, you're like, why did we do all that? Why did we do all that college work?
You tried prostitution for a second.
I did actually. I made a fuck ton of money.
Yeah, just for a little bit.
Yeah, I would fly out to New York.
Weren't you male modeling actually?
I would male model for Paxson. And then I would go whore myself out in New York.
We actually did make some money in male modeling on the side.
Did we?
True. Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
We've been in
Oh,
some
that weed
commercials.
shoot? The
yeah.
weed shoot?
Yeah, we had a couple.
We did a weed shoot once where we needed side money. I think we got like $200, but we hoed ourselves out. And the crutch was a noodle. Remember that?
Yeah.
It was crazy. Like the air would come through a noodle
Yeah.
into your fucking throat, into your
And
brain.
it made your mouth
tingle.
and like numb for some reason.
Yeah.
And I remember just being so high.
Oh, yeah. In
And
Big Sur, it was beautiful.
Yeah, we just did that for 9 hours straight, just modeling for weed company, and it was honestly awesome. But
It was honestly awesome.
yeah, but
Dream
good memory.
big.
Probably my favorite memory.
Yeah, it's important.
Probably.
Hit us with a good question, Dill.
Well, honestly, I was gonna say just with like the Stetson and Coors, it's like such an early time is pretty crazy. So it's like, I don't know, like how did you guys like keep that going? Of like starting with like no real not maybe partner, but
Investor.
just like somebody to work with and like believe in what you guys were doing on such a big scale. Like I guess what was that feeling like, or what was like the preparation to like for you guys to get that going?
I mean, I think we literally jumped for joy when Coors Banquet sponsored that trip. So we were pretty psyched. Like
Yeah.
it was a huge deal. Stetson was obviously different because we worked through it. It was a similar start with Stetson though. We first did the shoot with them in Mexico.
Yep.
We had to like sell them that we were out there doing it. And then I think they just saw what we did and saw like what we were doing in Mexico and decided to do the collaboration with us.
It
Do you guys
was-
have any more backstory on that?
It was.
Sorry, go ahead.
I got a couple backstories on that one, but one was the feeling of going from the stress, like Mattson was saying before, of like, what are we doing? We had no money. We were broke. It's hectic. It gave validity at a perfect time, I think. And when we were going, we're like, okay, we're on to something here. People see this. There's some trajectory. I think you need, in general, little pats on the back when you're working on something like that to keep you motivated. Like, okay, this isn't just aimless,
Yeah.
this isn't going to fizzle out. We got something here. So that feeling was pretty fucking phenomenal and like almost revved the motors up because we had a bunch of creative ideas, like what we wanted to do, but we were like, how do we fucking get to that? We got to sell so many jackets,
Yeah.
t-shirts and
Yeah.
shit. And then you get little pats on the back like that. And you're like, okay, now we're going to get in front of a lot of people. Let's fucking do this thing. So that was fucking huge. And the Stetson thing, as you said before, it gave validity in the Western space. It was like, fuck yeah, now we got something. And I remember one memory on the backstory side of things, and then I'll pass it the torch, is I remember when I worked at Thalia Surf Shop, shout out, I remember I had to like pretend go to the bathroom so I can take a call with their fucking president to talk about the collab. I remember thinking like, I'm going to look back at this and think how crazy this is. And she has no idea that I'm a child. Works at a surf shop in the bathroom. Not what you would anticipate negotiating a deal with someone like that, president, And so it was
that's a valid point, and just another thing on top of that. And honestly, I forget about this sometimes, but it's a really funny story to look back on. We all shared the same email for probably 5 or 6 years. So we were emailing Stetson and Coors and any accounts that we had from just our seagerco@gmail.com, which is now like not even an email. Like it's not even a thing.
It's funny to think about that on the corporate side of things.
Yeah.
Like people are probably like, wait, who am I talking to?
Yeah,
Just
and-
like would sign off like best
Who we
case.
were.
Yeah.
Like,
And it was kind of a thing at the time of just like, it was like whenever the email comes in, whoever sees it first and responds is like, cool. Because we all have the same email.
well,
you
I
know?
remember like thinking I don't want to leave that. I thought it was
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
I was like, well, if Case gets an email and I don't see it, like I'm not gonna know what he's
I was feeling the exact same way.
Yeah.
And because also during that time, again, we were so small, whenever we were writing a big email to somebody, we would share it with each other beforehand every time.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yeah.
Like a screenshot, like, hey, what do you guys think about this? And we'd alter each other's email. And I feel like we're better at emails because of that. Because
Yeah.
we got like the best of each of us
Yeah.
for however long that
Yeah.
was, 5 years, maybe 4 or 5 years. It's pretty crazy to share the same email.
Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
as they say.
Now that we're in new roles, Elliott and I still do that because Elliott and I are co-CEOs and you're CMO, so you wouldn't see me doing that. You have
Yeah.
your own prerogatives, but when I have a big email to send out, or he has a big email, he still sends it to me.
Yeah.
He's like,
I know it's like a habit of mine now. Like I'll share it with somebody, like, what do you think?
Yeah, how's
You
it
know?
feel be on your own?
Yeah.
And then you feel by yourself, you little deer.
You little,
Me?
Yeah.
I'm the
little
deer.
You're a
deer.
little deer. But also the question about getting, I don't know if you said, did you get excited? Did you say get excited about collabs? For some reason,
Yeah.
I feel like that was, no, he didn't. No.
Yeah. What makes you excited about collabs?
I maybe it was Case.
Wait, what?
You said something about like how excited you got jumping up and down for Coors collab or Coors wanting to be involved with it.
Yeah.
And I would say that literally any company we've collabed with would be a jumping up and down feeling. Like there's maybe like 2 or 3, and I'm not going to name them, that I would be like, that wasn't that good. But most of them are like, fuck, I can't believe we just are talking to this brand. Like they have always been such an inspiration for us, and now we're at this point where we're big enough that they want to work with us. And then how is this going to turn into something where their audience, people that love them, are seeing that they're working with us, and they're going to turn into fans of us? Like Elliott was saying earlier, like every collaboration that we've done is like a stepping stone to, and like a furtherance of like, we should keep doing this because clearly it's working. If X company wants to work with us, like how many other people think that we're cool enough to buy our stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, it's
And I feel like the companies that would turn us down, it always like fired me up more. Like it's funny how like the wheels have turned, how some companies, and I won't name them, would turn us down
I would love
every
to.
time we reached out to them,
I don't
or
even
wouldn't even
know.
respond. And now that they're the ones hitting
I
up
wonder
us,
who.
we'll talk about it after.
Can you give me
Name
like
them
a,
No, I
all
can't. I can't name
right
them.
now.
hint?
I can't name them.
I
can't
need
But
to
like,
know.
I
but
can't
like
think of
we would
Me
be hitting
neither.
up our favorite
I
companies.
thought we were batting 1,000,
and
honestly.
and they would not respond or be like, oh yeah, like we have too much going on. Or we'd be like, oh yeah, makes
I'm
sense.
actually racking my brain right now.
I can't
No.
think of one.
I can't say it.
He just
Can't
sharpied
say
it onto his window or mirror every morning. He's like, fuck them.
Yeah. Wait,
Dude,
I'm gonna prove
Say
you
it,
wrong.
say it and I'll bleep it.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't.
We'll
Oh,
bleep it.
you could write it down.
Oh,
said no to it?
Said no to us and was too busy.
On the topic of partnerships,
Wait, your next question?
my next question
Oh, you
Wait,
wrote this
should
down?
we?
that I got from
Sorry.
sorry, somebody called in just now.
Greg Jennings.
Just got off the phone. So
Hardest hitting linebacker in the league. Sorry.
with partnerships, what or is there any companies or people out there that is like a dream to work with, you know, in the future,
In the future?
next, or that's in the works?
Other
Name
other
some-
company or person?
Other just anything out there, like you know, like the Coors banquet or the
Yeah.
Stetson.
Let's
in the
go
OG
around the room.
days.
Case's
Around the
mom.
Oh,
Work
Kelly.
on mom, dude?
Seager X Kelly.
She doesn't watch these.
Oh, that's really sad.
I know.
Oh, Kelly.
Kelly.
Well, I guess
Mom.
I'm talking to no one.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of Kellys out there, though.
I'll send her this clip. Don't worry.
Yeah. I would love if Case answered first.
Oh.
Do I have to name one?
Yeah, just one.
Yeah, whoever.
I don't think I could just name
1,
one.
10.
Don't be weird about it.
Oh, I would. I have one,
Say it.
but I would rather Elliott answer first.
Oh, honestly, I'm glad you guys did that. That's the sweetest thing. You guys normally don't care about me.
It's
No.
the sweetest.
I care
thing.
about you.
Is that a song?
Didn't even
No, we
know.
love you, bro.
Thank you. Love you guys.
We love you.
I love you. Okay, so my dream collab. Okay. No holds bar. Okay. Ford. I'm just going to go out and say it.
Oh, good one.
And I'm not just a fucking hat, which we could crush. I'm thinking fucking ranch, Ford Seager truck, fucking no holds bar. We could make the sickest truck you've ever imagined. Just a little ball tingler in your seat.
Sorry.
While you're driving.
I
koozie.
gotta. What are you saying? No holds bar?
No holds bar.
What is that?
Never heard that?
What is that?
I'm trying to think of it.
Are you saying like bar none?
Everybody says that.
Have you never heard that?
I've heard that, but I don't know if that's the actual phrase.
You said it twice, and I was like, "Wait, is that like an accessory?"
No holds bar. It's a weird sequence of words. It's a weird sequence of
I
words.
don't know if you
together.
were talking about like a Ford product, or if you were trying to say like bar
No.
none, or
No. It's,
that's just a phrase.
I don't
That's a
even know if
phrase,
it's
everybody.
pertinent in that exact sentence, but it felt good to say it. Yeah, I'm thinking a Ford actual interior fucking collab.
Your dad's gonna be hurt by this.
Yeah, but
Hurt.
you know what? I'm sorry, Dad.
Okay,
Okay,
I'll start
good.
with my next one. I think the best things that we've ever done, collab wise, is take legendary brands that make legendary products and have us kind of put our style onto them, or at least like show that we are celebrating what they make. And one thing that we do not make that I think fits very well with our brand is boots. Therefore, and I do think that the best boot brand out there, no bars held.
Oh, you fucking
No,
said it
what is
wrong.
it? No
No holds bar.
No holds
holds
bar. I just think that there's a lot of good brands out there. I think
Say it.
we have friends at Tacobas, they're great. We have friends at Hire, they're great. But I do really, really appreciate what Justin Boots stands for. And honestly, going back to who we are as people, all three of us have been wearing Justin Boots since the beginning of Seager. We all have the same boot because I think Elliott wore it first, and we were like,
Yes,
"That
just follow me."
thing's sick." And
Yeah.
I was like, "I want
We
that
did.
boot." And then I bought it, and then Case followed me because he always follows me. And that's what I wear. And then, but on top of that, my grandpa, before he passed away, gave me his Justin Boots, and what he told me was, "These are my shit kickers. Like, I don't, like they're whatever. Like, it's nothing special. But to me, they're super special." So everything Justin boot wise, I'm like, we all wear them, and my grandpa gave me a pair, and they're the Coors of boot companies. I think they've been around as long. I think Hire and Justin both claim that they came out with
Invented the cowboy boot.
invented the cowboy boot. I think maybe Hire has the actual like blueprint to say that they actually did, but I think Justin came out like a year or two later, so they're both very, very early on, and they're just a core Texas brand, and so that's my dream collab. I
That's
think
very
at this
heartfelt.
point in the
That's
future.
Very
being
heartfelt
vulnerable.
and
Yeah.
lovely.
I just hope to God that we do it.
Thanks for being vulnerable with us here today,
Damn.
Matt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. And I can't follow that up, so
Yeah, good luck, Case.
I'm just gonna bounce.
That's why I'm glad you gave it to me first. It's easy.
So-
Give us something.
So we got two. No, I'll give you guys something for sure. I'm
Alright.
not done.
Better be
I'm
good.
not done here.
Better be good.
Not done yet.
So I just want to reiterate: all bars none,
No bars
God
held.
damn it,
no
guys.
bars held.
Is that what?
We have Ford, a legendary made in USA brand,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I mean, a lot of it's made in Mexico now.
You're going with Mitsubishi.
We have
No one.
we
fucking-
have
Korean
Justin
card.
Boots, 1875. How do I know that? Made in USA brand, the first boot ever, the first made in USA truck ever. I'm gonna go
Allegedly.
with a Seager X
ChatGPT.
Coors Banquet beer.
Oh.
Still the most legendary beer made in USA, only brewed in Colorado, Seager can edition. And that will happen one day.
Mark
Put it out
my
there.
words.
And if we do all three of these, we will have reached the pinnacle of success.
I agree.
All bars none.
No, you guys, it's no holds bar.
No bars are holding.
No hold your bar.
Fuck.
No one says that.
Don't hold your bar. All bars none.
Let's Let's timestamp this because if all 3 of these collabs happen in no particular order,
The pinnacle of success.
we need to make a promise to everyone listening right now that we do something crazy.
Okay.
What is it?
Blow up.
If we get
Physically?
all 3, I will get a tattoo of one of the 3
Where?
or all of the 3.
Where? Can
All
we
of the
pick?
3.
No, you can't pick.
Okay, but where are you gonna do it? It can't be on your
I
butt.
don't, I don't know. I
Has
get
to
to
be
decide.
visible.
If we
It's
get
my body,
if we get 2
my
of
body,
the 3,
my
Okay.
choice
if we get 2 of the 3,
We all have to get one.
I will get a tattoo
of one of the 3.
of something symbolic of one of the 3.
It would be your grandpa's boot. I already know it.
Yeah,
You already have it in your head.
it's
You're
already
like, yeah, I was
planned
already
out.
gonna get that.
We all know it.
was
Everyone
gonna get my
listening is like,
grandpa-
I actually forgot that I wanted to do that.
oh,
I might want to do that anyways. I'm saying something different.
I didn't even know that you wanted to do it. Now
I'll-
you just sold yourself out, bro.
No, I'm not selling anything. I'm trying to come up with a different. I'll
all right, I
make
got
something different.
Okay.
How about something
Okay.
crazy? It's gonna hurt like a motherfucker.
I'll break all 10 of my toes if we do all 3.
Dude, not down. I don't even know if you could break my toes. I have tiny toes.
That
I
would
have
be
thick
insane.
little.
I'm looking
Lego
at them.
feet.
Those things are fucking meaty,
Wait,
bro.
I know. I got Lego feet.
I'll
Wait,
bet
what are
in
you
one
gonna do?
second.
I'm saying
What are you
This
gonna
is
do if you get all
crazy.
3?
Lego,
no. This isn't something I'm doing.
Oh.
Something.
Lego feet.
Yeah.
Just snap it in one
Yeah,
go.
Straight up. They don't break though, dude.
Plastic ass, fucking ass feet, dude.
Hold
Okay.
all bars.
Okay. I'm just gonna throw this out there. If we get all 3 of those collabs, the Holy Trinity, as some people would call it, we all have to take our cattle brand that we made on our first trip, that big ass one, and burn each other in the
Fuck up, dude. I think it's so
like a
massive.
man, like a fucking
On your
man.
bicep.
That's
You have
like
to get a big
12
enough
inches
bicep.
wide.
That's huge.
You have to work out
Oh.
for 12 months
Okay.
straight.
You know what we could do though?
Make a mini version of it.
You ever see like the cold cattle brands where it like puffs up your skin all white? It's ice cold.
Terrifying.
That
And
sounds
I think it
bad,
ends
too.
up going away.
Yeah,
No, I
we'll
don't.
get
Why would
those.
we say just
We'll
pain
get
for
one
no
of
Okay,
those.
reason?
okay.
Pain.
We make a mini version, a normal sized cattle brand, and we burn each other with our fucking logo in our cheeks.
I don't know if I want to.
I know,
burn.
fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, just laying on the ground. Like, fuck.
The first time
too gnarly.
I've
Then
ever
it-
looked at that lamp and he looks like he's like actually pissed. Like,
Yeah, he's
like
sad,
he's just
yeah.
like, come
He's
on,
like,
man.
Stop talking about
Stop
this.
talking about that.
Stop.
That's
Yeah.
the first time.
Yeah.
And he is bummed about that.
All right.
Okay.
We're moving on then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We-
we answered that one. Well,
Answered it.
Yeah.
Well.
What is it again?
no,
No
What's your
bars
line?
holding.
No bars hold.
no holds barred.
Oh
Fuck.
gosh.
There's a guy named Holden.
Isn't it all? No, whatever.
We'll correct it later, but I think I'm right.
One question that I got from the phone call I was just on
Oh.
Greg Jennings.
was about the roundup
Mhm.
that we used to do, or the music festival, whatever you want to call it.
Huge.
Would it happen again?
Okay.
And if so, what are some artists that you'd want to play?
Oh, fuck.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah.
The roundups were a blast.
So this is a 2-part question.
Let's make this one quick.
Yeah.
Let's make this one quick. 'cause
Yeah, this
I
one
want-
sucks. Let's actually move to the next question.
Okay, cool.
Yes, it's gonna happen again.
This
At
one
some point,
sucks.
it will happen.
yeah.
It will happen. It's gonna happen. Maybe the name will change because
August
the Roundup
18th.
is a very commonly used name. Change the name. We're gonna do it in the next 5 years. Name some artists. Hit them with the artists. You name 2.
Wait,
you name
is this
3.
like-
you name 3.
Is this
I'll
a
name
dream
3.
guess? Like
Dream.
Anyone. No holds bar.
no holds barred,
No
no
guess.
budget.
Dream guess.
Yeah.
Dream
Yeah.
guess. Johnny Cash.
Oh, no.
hey.
They gotta be alive.
Yeah,
They
Gotta
gotta be
be
realistic.
alive.
Oh,
It
obviously.
could be a hologram, I guess.
No,
but-
okay.
We gotta be able to do it forward.
Sturgill Simpson.
'Kay.
I fucking love him.
Yep.
And oh god. You know what?
Yeah, do it. Yeah.
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 Yeah. I'm gonna go with my boy ASAP Rocky.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a
This will be a
fucking
hard
curveball.
audience to sell the 2.
Yeah.
you know?
No, that's gonna be a fun one.
I guess that's like Stagecoach
Yeah.
nowadays, anyways. Like Nelly, and I want my boy like Charles Wesley Godwin there.
Yeah.
His band.
Yeah.
Bring the good vibes.
I like
We'll
that.
continue it. I'm not the headliner yet.
Okay.
We'll
I have
continue
2 quick
Yeah.
ones. They're fresh in my brain. I'm going to go for it. First one,
Pink.
fuckyeah.com, Creed. Okay. Who doesn't want to fucking yell
Yeah.
Creed
Yeah.
at the top of their lungs? Drinking a Coors Banquet with your
Yeah.
boys.
That
Okay.
sounds
Or
fun.
girls.
Good one.
Next one is Zach Top. Hell of a fucking performer.
Nice.
The type of energy I want.
You haven't even seen him yet.
Yes, I have.
Where?
With you. I was with you, standing next to you.
Oh,
You
what?
fuck.
What?
In San Diego, dude.
Oh,
God damn it, that wasn't even.
I've seen him
long.
twice now. Fuck yeah.
You haven't even seen him.
All
I was
right,
with
next
you.
person. We're going fast.
Oh, you said two though.
I said
I know.
two.
Say
They're
two.
Fresh.
Say
It'd be
two.
quick.
Alan Jackson. I love Alan
Ooh,
Jackson.
on his last dance tour.
Yeah, he's not that good anymore though.
Ooh,
Wow, that's a
sad.
weird take.
That's
Well, he's
That's a
old.
hard take,
I
you
want
know
to
what?
see him like go around stage talking about fucking, you know.
I got another one.
Yeah.
And one of the best concerts I've ever seen live, Hank Williams Jr.
There you go.
And I'm gonna
He was crazy.
he was hilarious
that
on
was,
stage.
That was
Hilarious, and it was just so good. And I'm gonna throw in a curveball and not even talk about an artist, but just talk about like the hospitality and say the Tates cooking in the artist lounge. All of our friends and artists are just hanging out, and the Tates are cooking
Tater tots.
tater tots.
Fuck yeah. Okay, next question.
I'm gonna throw in.
Oh, we did.
I'm gonna throw in the growlers.
Okay, throw in the growlers.
They're
Nice.
just- you
Nice.
know what? I have to say this right now.
Okay.
I think you could play. What's their album? Is it Chinese
Fountain.
Fountain?
Mhm.
And there's another album. They don't fucking miss. There's
No.
not a single bad song
I
on
have
that
it on
album.
vinyl.
Yeah,
That's
they're
how
really
good it
good.
is.
Like
Yeah.
I could play the whole album and just be like, fucking yes,
Yes.
the whole
It's a
time.
bummer they got
Yeah.
canceled.
They're the
honestly.
best. They're amazing.
It's a huge bummer they got
So,
canceled. They
Yes,
shouldn't have done
I
that.
love the
That was a
growlers.
good one.
Yeah,
So just to recap that,
I like that.
we had who was your first? Sturgill Simpson, Shabuzi, ASAP Rocky, Charles Wesley Godwin, Creed. Who else do we have on there?
At Zach Top. I'm
Growlers.
gonna
Zach
throw
Top,
in
the
Chris Stone,
Growlers.
Kingfish. I'm throwing in
Who was the last one
Kingfish.
that I said? Oh,
I
Hank Williams Jr.
Yeah. And I also said
Kurt Vile,
Austin Stapleton.
Brent Cobb.
All good.
All good.
Nice.
On a lot of the trips, you guys are doing road trips. So were there ever like roadside breakdowns or things that happened with the trucks or the rigs that
there were indeed.
didn't go according to plan?
I'll take that one because when I asked this earlier, someone had asked it on Instagram and it prompted a question in my mind that we all have the same answer because my answer is so significantly obviously the best answer and you guys were like no.
I have a different take on it.
Okay.
I think I have a
want-
different answer as well.
Okay.
You have to go
Yeah.
first because you teed it
Yeah.
up.
So my answer is on our way to I think it was Montana or was it Colorado?
Montana.
Was it Montana?
Yeah.
I'm
We're-
driving the
we're
RV.
recording.
It's like 2 a.m, maybe 3 a.m, and I think I'm in the middle of Utah. Middle of
No, we were in
nowhere.
Needles.
Needles?
Yeah. Needles,
what-
Nevada.
Nevada.
Remember it was like
Oh.
102 degrees at midnight? or
Yeah,
something?
yeah. Okay, you're
I feel
right.
like we're by Prim, guys.
Prim?
We were in
Yeah.
Nevada.
I
We were
was
in Nevada.
Needles is on the way to
Where's
Montana.
Prim?
We were.
Prim's right before Vegas. It's like the last town before Vegas.
You might be right. Where's Needles?
No,
Why did I
we were
think
not
Needles?
close. We were past Vegas for sure.
We were in Nevada.
Oh, you're right. We were by
Yeah.
Mesquite.
Yeah, we were. We were by
Mesquite.
Mesquite. Yeah. Which was Utah. Mesquite's
That's Utah. Yeah.
Oh.
So I was right.
You're
since the beginning.
I thought we were
All
in the
y'all, we were in Utah, motherfuckers.
desert. Damn.
It was just hot as fuck.
Yeah, it's hot as fuck.
It was so I'm driving. And we were like probably 17 hours into the trip at that point or 13. I don't know how the fuck.
I'd say 13. Sounds
Hey,
right.
You want to restart this whole story?
Sounds right.
No.
Okay.
So we're about 13 hours in and it's dark and it's hot and all of a sudden I feel this like and I'm like, oh fuck, what the hell is that? I hear James Barkman in the back go like, oh fuck, pull over, and I'm like, okay.
Do you know
all
what we
right.
were watching at that exact time?
No, what were we watching?
Lincoln fucking Vampires or whatever.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer.
One of the sickest movies that's underrated as
Yeah.
fuck, okay?
Yeah,
Just
that's
that
crazy.
context I feel like is important for the intensity in the room.
Yeah.
Okay.
And everyone at that point was drunk or high except for me because I'm driving. And also, you can watch this in one of our backwoods, or I don't know what that one was specifically called, but
That one might be backwoods.
one of our VHS backwoods things, like behind the scenes of our trips, which we have, by the way. Go to our YouTube and click the link right here. And I'm like, oh shit! So I pull over and we blew the backside or the inside of the two dually tires on the back of the RV, and we were like, how do we even fucking get to that tire? Like, that's crazy. We can't even fix this.
I don't even know if we came with a jack because we rented the RV.
Yeah.
So how do we lift this fucking thing?
Yeah, we're like, how do we lift it?
It's like a 28-foot RV.
And everyone's high or drunk, and we're like, what the fuck do we do? And I'm like,
10 degrees
I don't
out.
actually know. And it's hot as shit.
It's like midnight too.
Yeah, and we had a very strict timeline. We had to get to Montana at a certain point, and if we didn't, then we'd like miss out on this whole adventure, which turned into something better because something can't. I don't know what happened there, but at that moment, we're like, oh my god, we got to get to Montana in like 10 hours. How are we gonna get there? And then like the way that it all like unfolded, where we had to sleep at a tire shop the next day and call the RV people, and she hadn't redone the tires, and like the whole time they were there, they're like fully bald, and
Yeah,
like
She
the worst.
screwed us.
We had to
She
replace
screwed us.
every
We had
tire.
to screw,
Totally
yeah,
screwed
we had to
us.
spend like $1,200.
I think it was over $2,000.
$2,000 on new tires for the whole rig,
Yeah.
and the whole thing was just done through RV share. So we're like, what the fuck are we gonna get this money back? Like, what is this? Anyways, that was really fun for me because it was just like I hated it in the moment, but like realized that this is just one of those things that you just want to be a part of, you know?
Yeah.
It's a little
It's a good
side
story.
story.
Yeah.
So that's
Powerful.
mine. And I thought that was like, when you say roadside, I'm like, that's a roadside thing.
That's a roadside thing.
That happened. It was very iconic in our lives, I think.
Did you have a different one? Because I
yeah.
have a different setting.
I have a completely different thing.
Oh, let's hear it.
Well, you have a different setting? You said?
Yeah, you said you have the same idea of a different story on it.
No.
Yeah,
Completely
mine's a different story
trip.
as well.
Mine's a different trip.
You say yours.
Okay. It's going to sound out of left field here. Because when I first heard you ask the question, I heard like roadside kerfuffle, you know, like something crazy happened.
You're just going to be like a totally different
It's totally different.
I
It's not
already
like
know.
a car breakdown at all. We were driving on the Arizona trip to Big Lake, beautiful fucking town in East Arizona. And we were going through, we might have been in Arizona at the time or East San Diego. I can't remember if we had crossed the border yet. And Case was like, I gotta shit. And when he has to shit, he can't hold it more than 10 minutes. Like more than 10 minutes. That's his kryptonite. If you have to shit and you're in a car and someone locked the door.
You don't remember this?
Honestly, I don't
pull
know
over
which
on
one
the
this is.
freeway. I want to say it was the 8, like a fucking big freeway, and you're just on the side of the freeway, just shitting, standing up, just shitting, like.
Yeah, I've never seen your poop fall out.
And
of
I'm
your butt.
sitting in the front of the car
Why are
watching.
you
like,
looking at me?
Holy shit, he's just pooping right now, and you're like, what? And I was like, dude,
Yeah,
you can't do
you're like,
that.
that's so normal.
Yeah, so that to me is a roadside mishap because that's an uncomfortable thing for children that drove by you at that unfortunate hour.
There was a couple years because that's not really a thing anymore. There's a couple years where I had to when I had to shit.
I've
shit.
seen you almost shit your pants many times.
Yeah, like I had to go.
It's a
It
normal
doesn't really
thing.
happen anymore.
You shouldn't be shameful.
That's
I
good.
wonder what it was.
Shitting your pants is not.
I'm thankful.
It happens. You know, it happens.
It happens. Yeah.
It does.
It's fun.
Yeah, I have a once again a totally different story.
Yeah. I figured mine was out there.
Mine is not on a side of road. Mine was in Mexico. And I think it was us three that we all took my Bronco away from the crew because all the surfers were surfing.
Okay.
And we went in the dunes and we were going to just spot check this other place to see if there are waves.
Yeah.
And we got stuck in the
Deep
deep
sand.
sand, 3 miles away with no service, deep in Mexico.
Oh.
It was us three that
We had
were
a
all
bunch of
there.
logs and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were pretty much just stuck. And I put it in 4 low, couldn't get out. We put the logs in, couldn't get out. Somehow the rest of the crew ended up finding us.
Yeah.
And we pushed it and back down the hill and then revved it back up.
Yeah.
But there was a moment where I was like, oh my God, are we going to have to hike back in 3 miles right now? And it was in the summer heat. It was really hot
I think
out.
we did hike back a little bit to get into radio service.
Yeah. That's. I don't think I was with you guys because I remember getting the. Well, I don't actually don't. I remember you.
Mayday,
Yeah.
mayday.
Yeah.
We were actually stuck.
Yeah. Radioed in hey, we're out
fucking
here.
stuck.
Yeah.
Because I remember you guys were, we're gonna go check the point break or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you guys radioed that in. What I remember from that was Matt Allen and I were both shirtless and walking to go find a log to put under the tire or something, and we were walking back. It was me and him, and someone was like, damn, Matt, next to him, you look like a fucking like Greek god. And I was like,
Wait, Matt look like that next to you?
like someone said something where I was like, damn, Matt, you look like a Greek god right now. And I was like, all right, I guess I'm fucking just like out of shape piece of shit.
You
Yeah.
have like a personal vendetta story.
I just remember that. I was like, damn, I'm a fucking fat loser.
That same trip, that left that we're going to go find, is one of my favorite surf sessions to date on the trip.
Lefts.
Everyone was like logging and mid lane thing. I think we had those rental almonds or something.
Punta Cabras.
I think it was at
Is that
Punta
it?
Cabras. Remember
Yeah.
that? And there's that left off that little like,
Yeah, off that
it was
bluff.
like in a cove or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we were all just laughing. It was
Yeah,
an
that was so
early
fun.
trip. We were stoked and like
Yeah.
it was just such an easy wave and mellow. And we were just camping in the dunes and
Yeah, that was
it
pretty
was
sick.
fucking all time.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was fun, easy.
Baja's so sick.
I know, it was sick.
We got to go back. We haven't gone back
Yeah.
in a bit.
And we got blacked out that one place. Remember that where they would like rip your fucking head back and
Oh, yeah, yeah.
tequila down your throat.
Oh, Mocajetes.
Mocajetes. Fuck yeah.
One question that I'm getting a call in right now is this is Greg Jennings, hardest hitting linebacker in the league, and I wanted to know, when was there ever a time where you guys felt like you might die on one of your trips? A great question, Greg. Thank you for asking that.
Thanks, Greg Jennings.
Did you ever think you were gonna die?
I can't recall. I mean, there was one time where someone had loaded the wrong round in my rifle.
Oh, you almost fucking
I
died.
thought I was gonna die.
That's a
Holy-
near-death experience.
You almost
in
died.
it.
I remember that
ricocheted
sound.
onto my cheek.
I remember that sound. I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that was hot. And I turned out and there was just speckles of bullet in my cheek. And I was like, holy fuck.
yeah.
I don't think we were
Took me
over
a while. I
there.
had to read
No, we were shooting a bow and arrow.
Yeah, we heard it and we're like, that was weird.
I learned a valuable lesson. I told myself, okay, never let anyone load your rifle. I thought that was an obvious thing, but the person that had done it, I trusted, and I'm like, oh, we're good.
Yeah.
This is a quick little thing. It was right before we did a podcast, I think.
Damn, dude. You
I
gonna
was
call
just
now?
I was in a moment.
Yeah.
I was in a moment, and I'm like, fuck, I should have died right there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get fucked up tonight
That's pretty crazy.
with my boys.
You had like splotches on your face
yeah, it
of
was
blood.
sick.
Yeah,
Went to war.
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
No, you honestly could have died.
I could have
Yeah.
easily died. Yeah, it's crazy. Still have
They
that
could have
rifle.
blown up
Yeah.
in your face.
Yeah, it's an easy fix. It was like $200.
Sad.
Yeah. Well, at that time, it was.
A lot of money. Yeah.
Yeah.
What other questions we got?
There's another question I just got
Who's our worst
off
employee?
the phone. As an employee, and someone that became part of the team on the later end of the Costa Mesa, living in the warehouse days, what has the process been like going from those days into, building the team and getting somebody like me, and just like, I don't know, the change from like those days to, more so where it is now.
First of all, you've been wonderful, Dylan.
Oh,
You're an amazing addition. You're a beautiful human being.
somebody cut this part out.
Your
Yeah.
curls are unbelievable. I wish people could see it
I
right
I mean,
now.
when we first hired you, you were 6.5. Now you're
Yep.
9.5.
Yep.
Mhm.
Wow.
Almost double digits.
Damn.
I'm excited.
It's a big
You're
day.
getting there.
I went to Medieval Times for my 10th. It's a special day.
It sounds amazing. Here we go.
Is it
But
another
it's
beer?
been a fuck yeah. It's been a slow grind, I would say. It's hard to, if you went straight from, like you picked me up from that era in Costa Mesa and dropped me straight to right now, it'd
I
be
could pick you up. You're little.
like Sim style. You know what I'm saying? Like Sims
Yeah.
coasters.
Yeah, you're a
where you
little
just
man.
Pick
No,
people
you're
up.
just a little guy. So I can
I'm a
pick
little
you up.
man,
Yeah.
relatively to Shaquille O'Neal, but
Does everyone out there know he's 5'6"?
It's all perspective.
camera makes you bigger. 10 pounds
5'6", 270.
Fuck. It's a slow, gradual growth. It's not like there was one year where we hired like 15 people. That would probably be an overwhelming cultural shock. I think it was always the hires that we brought on always made sense for the time, and so it made it feel less abrasive, maybe, for lack of a better term. But I would say the company now compared to the company then is way more, because based on the stories we were sharing, how carefree and fun and reckless maybe it was, it's way more business centric now. It's more on the line. There's people got to feed themselves.
Cutthroat, you could say.
Yeah, it's more. It's a different challenge. Back then, it was a challenge of how can we be bigger. Now it's a challenge of how can we sustain everyone's livelihoods, and so that adds a different layer of stress to it, while still trying to make it fun and go on trips and party and also have fucking children and dogs and shit. Like, there's just more stress overall to it. But I think that's the important part now, to look back and say, hey, Hey, Elliott.
Hey,
Hey, Light.
how'd you
How can we?
Hey,
Yeah, it's a throwback for nobody
Well,
listening.
just to
Well,
continue
I
on to what
watch
you're
my
saying.
YouTube. My YouTube is logged right here.
Yeah, hit Mattson's YouTube, and
that was
then
Brady's.
hit Brady's
That's
YouTube, hit Mattson's YouTube.
Okay.
I was just gonna add on to that a little bit.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Hey,
it-
go ahead.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
It is cool to see people like yourself, Dylan, and really like not especially the Costa Mesa warehouse days, but obviously San Clemente as well. Like every single person that's come on has affected the brand so much. It's not really just like, oh, we're growing, get on a new person. It's like that new person created a new little aspect of the brand to grow and live in. So I think that has been really cool.
Yeah.
Just to see like all these different levels of the brand now and all these worlds that we're living in.
That's beautiful.
Tasteful
Yes.
growth.
Thank you.
Yeah, tasteful
Yeah.
growth. Yeah, it's a
Nice.
growth is crazy. And
Yeah.
I'm glad that we've done it the way we've done it. I know it's slower than we anticipated 10 years ago, but I think it's made
Just
us.
Mattson.
It's made us. It's made us who we are. It's allowed people to grow and meet each other and grow up as adults. Everyone, the average age is probably in the low to mid 20s, right?
Yeah.
It's a couple of outliers, but for the most part, it's a pretty young environment, so it's
Yeah.
fun.
I think now is the time to talk about exciting things to come.
Whoa.
What's the future hold?
We just went through 10 years, huh?
Yeah, that's a long
Crazy.
time and a lot of change.
Yeah.
Crazy.
What's the next 10 years?
But there's 10 years ahead of us. So what's that look like?
That's
Damn.
wild.
The future, huh?
Who wants to fucking hit it first, huh? You guys are chomping at the bit here. Next 10 years. It's crazy to think because we'll definitely be in a different spot, which is hard to imagine. Where is that? How cool is it? Each office has gotten cooler and cooler. Who else is coming on the team? And as Case said, like, what are they going to add to the team? How's that going to evolve the company? What are we going to morph into, And so there's a lot of variables to that depending on, one, if we get these fucking 3 collabs we talked about. That's crazy.
The Holy
Pinnacle of
Trinity.
success.
Yeah, the Holy Trinity. That'll add a whole new layer to it. But I think the next 10 years are going to be an unbelievable amount of growth, honestly.
Ungodly.
An ungodly amount of growth. And I think it's just going to be, I think we've done the legwork to find out who we are as a brand. And I think, thank you. And I think everyone in their roles has figured
I
out.
just got drunk.
Oh my gosh, dude.
You look
I
like
think
Dumbo.
I think
Well,
I literally
You're
just
like
got
Dumbo
drunk.
in that scene where he falls into the barrel and gets all psycho.
I think it just hit me. I'm like,
Fuck yeah, when the booze hits.
On
bro.
on the note of getting drunk, I think it's going to be very important in the next 10 years to continue just having moments like this,
Drinking.
oh.
and keeping the brand at its core of how it started, because that's how it will live on forever, and just continuing to keep our brand DNA of fun. Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of good memories, a lot of fun times. We've met a lot of people, we've made a lot of friends. We've become brothers in the process,
Legally.
and legally on paper. And I think the next 10 years are going to be fucking wild. So hold on tight, baby.
10 years from now, we're going to be 40 years old. I'm going to have 12 kids.
Damn.
It's going to be crazy.
41.
Thank you, everyone, for all
wrong.
the support.
Yeah, you're going to be 41.
Maybe 41.
That's in my 40s.
Anybody else want to say something happy and positive about 10 years?
I want to hear Mattson close it out.
Hey guys,
Me again.
it's me again. I've had a couple beers. Yeah, obviously, what we've done the past 10 years is a testament to who we are as friends and as business partners. And I'm very, very proud to say what we've done here at Seager. It does bring a tear to my eye.
Maybe not right
And-
now. You're not crying. but
Well,
Not
not
at this moment.
not at this moment, but if you really think about all the memories and everything we've done, I'm really stoked that we could do this podcast together and just like talk about this stuff. It's heartwarming. It really is. It's like a feeling of gratitude and fun and loving and everything that comes with just everything we've done the past 10 years. It's really surreal because we did it, and that's fucking cool. Thank you to both of you for being along, helping me accomplish my dreams and everything that I've wanted to do. Not selfishly trying to put this away, but this is what I'm thanking you guys.
Yeah.
And the next 10 years is gonna be really exciting and fun.
I agree. And honestly, I think seeing our following grow and seeing the connection, and I think people connect to surfing if you're not from that, and seeing people connect to the outdoors as a whole, whether it's fly fishing, hiking, even just getting on a horse for the first time or fucking whatever it is, seeing people get more engaged and seeing the positivity that brings just from, what's the technical term, UGC, whatever. Just seeing people on social media, I guess, resonating with the brand and then living it themselves is pretty fucking special. So it's a shout out to everyone that's followed us from the early days, even now. I think that's what's gotten us to here.
Honestly, thank you guys.
Yeah, the clothing is a cherry on top that we get to make clothes, but I feel like the relationships that we've built and just like what we've been able to accomplish is what I really appreciate and look back at.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, fuck yeah. Well, cheers to that. Let's cheers some empty glasses.
I have a full one.
He's a full beer.
I've been drinking.
I have a
the
little
whole
bit of
time.
whiskey. That's still legal. That's still kosher. Cheers to everyone.
Thank you guys for listening.
yeah.
If anyone's still listening,
Dylan.
you guys are awesome. So
We love you.
appreciate y'all.
There we go.